Hello, my name's Alice Richardson and I'm a biostatistician at the Australian National University. My collaborators on this project are Associate Professor Brett Ledbury and Dr. Tony Badrick of the Royal College of Pathologists of Australasia. Together, we're working on a project called Reduce, Reuse, Recycle in Pathology Laboratory Testing. Now, this really has nothing to do with the kind of recycling that ends up in your yellow-topped bin at home. This project has three aims. Firstly, to reduce demands placed on pathology testing services in Australia, services which cost taxpayers a cool $2.5 billion in 2016 through the medical and pharmaceutical benefits schemes. Secondly, it aims to reuse the enormous quantity of data that is generated by pathology testing laboratories each year to turn the information contained into knowledge about health and biomedicine. Finally, it aims to recycle results from the computer desktop and translate them back into the pathology laboratories themselves, supporting medical decision-making both in Australia and worldwide. Every day in Australia, hundreds of people give a little blood to their doctor for testing at the pathology laboratory. Laboratory staff are busy and will not always spot odd patterns of results that could suggest presence of disease that the doctor hasn't thought of yet. Our approach to tackling the reuse of pathology data started with permission from our organisations and from Sullivan Nicolaides Laboratories to carry out secondary data analysis of de-identified data from pathology laboratories over a wide geographical area, namely Queensland and northern New South Wales, and a wide time span, up to 10 years. My role as the biostatistician on this project was to be at the centre of the analysis of this data. Our team uses open source software called R, which enables us to implement cutting-edge, computer-intensive algorithms developed by researchers worldwide. Classical methods of analysis still have their place in quantitative research, so long as the underlying assumptions are met. Here, the red cell distribution with values, in blue, drift into the reference interval once for each patient. The ferritin values tend to rise over time, and hemoglobin behaves in a similar fashion. These patients' data represent classical treated iron deficiency. However, the type of data rolling out of pathology laboratories is not always so well behaved, and so modern computer-intensive methods with fewer assumptions about the distribution of the data come into play. We have used decision trees, which are enormously attractive to end users of our results because of the simplicity of the reporting. Answers to a few simple questions such as, is the patient female? Are they over 65? Is their hemoglobin level over 19? Are able to classify patients as high risk or low risk for a variety of conditions. Our research to date has focused on iron deficiency and hepatitis B and C. Higher dimensional machine learning methods offer a flexible approach to classification, but this often comes at the cost of a number of parameters to tune to enhance model performance. Our research has shown that many factors, from the specific disease under consideration, to the proportion of positive diagnoses in the dataset, to the method of variable selection, all have a role to play in best classification of patient disease status. This work has the potential to make an impact worldwide, thinking particularly of laboratories in developing countries with uncertain water and power supplies and limited access to second-tier tests. The ability to use routine pathology test results to make laboratory diagnoses of a wide variety of conditions would be hugely beneficial in those difficult circumstances. We would like to explore relationships with health services, particularly in developing countries, with a view to translating our results from the desktop in Australia to the pathology laboratory benchtops worldwide. Thank you for taking the time to become better acquainted with us and our research. Please now vote for our work in the Peer Prize for Women in Science Award.